Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So I'm sitting here getting ready to do your reading, Gemini, and something very interesting that's caught my attention, and it's actually quite mesmerizing, and I just kind of sat on it for a bit because it's something that I've never seen before out this large window that's right behind the camera. And there's water dripping, like you could time it, and it's dripping from the neighbor's eaves trough where the downspout meets the eaves trough, where the downspout connects to the eaves trough. So it's something, and it's never dripped before. But it's so weird because here I'm sitting, and it's the only thing. It's just like it literally is pulling me in, almost like, there's something there. There's almost a message in that. So I sat with that for a minute, Gemini, and I just kind of let anything come in. And what started coming in was something is starting to bleed through. And it brought me to, it was a Scorpio reading that I did, well, maybe about a week ago. There were like realities bleeding through, because it's almost like that this, it's like when something has shifted and all of a sudden what was not allowed to come through now does. But it comes through in such a rhythmic way, almost like it's somehow also part of the greater plan or the greater scheme. Like it's almost a you could time mathematically when this is going to drip through. So I feel like there's something, as I'm sitting here in your reading, because I'll see mundane things like that and they don't always pull me in, but that did. And then that's what I started to see. It's almost like something is dripping in. I'm going to use cards in your reading. I've got the Divine Goddess Oracle deck, Goddess Wisdom Oracle deck. And look at that, trying to get the name, and you have wisdom at the bottom. Métis, interesting. Oh my gosh, time and salvation. Whoa. Wisdom, time, and salvation. You see, the time, there's something about perfect timing, or something could be, it's almost like mathematical. Just so striking the way the universe can be that way. It can be so precise in how the rules that govern it seem to exist, and then chaos can be introduced out of nowhere. And everything comes crashing through. Everything changes and is disrupted and pulled apart to create something new. But then whenever it creates something new, it always manages to still kind of fall back into, it's almost like little magnetic pieces that get pulled apart, and then it all just somehow goes back together into the pattern that it once was. There's some sort of salvation here. The knowledge of time. The knowledge of time is your salvation. Like you have some sort of capacity for perfect timing. You have an inner knowing, a deep wisdom. Whenever I see this, whenever actually anything comes up to me that is related, whether it's a word, a phrase, a symbolism like Métis here, it just makes me think of indigenous cultures. I was talking to a friend, which is coming up in this reading too, about how paganism was sort of like a European's version of like this connection to the rhythm of life, the rhythm of the universe. And then it was sort of like demonized through the movement of Christianity. And not that there aren't good messages in there, but you should never really demonize anything to make what you are bringing forward heard or seen or believed in, So there's something about the dripping, right? Like even just me catching that and looking at it and finding some sort of symbolism in it. that even is very like indigenous. And I just feel, so I'm also feeling like there's something here, Gemini, about your past lives. You lived a very indigenous life in the past, whether that was more European, like, and you could link it to something much more pagan, or in some, even like the green Tara, the salvation. I'm really getting in just kind of the Indonesian, Polynesian energy of that too. And there are some very, very old practices. It is a really interesting underline. I haven't even showing you the decks. And that's what I was just like sitting here and allowing things to flow. The rhythm of your reading is very interesting, Gemini. So that deck we're going to use. Those aren't your cards yet. I've combined the Wizards and the Witches here. The Wizards Tarot and the Everyday Witch Tarot. And I've got the teeny tiny Everyday Witch Tarot ready to go on the back burner. I'm really hearing, there's a song coming in. I've had this song come in readings before, and I don't know if it's come into one of yours. Time keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking into the future. I want to fly like an eagle. I'm just going to stop there because that's literally this water that's dripping. It's like that. It's like a clock. So it's also bringing to mind like the grains of sand that would go through an hourglass. There's something powerful about that too. The idea of gravity being a consistent measurer of time. Gravity being a consistent measurement of time. Let's see where this goes, Gemini. You have the in-between and nurturer. Interesting. Both of these really have their crown chakras are just lit up. The in-between. I also feel like that dripping water coming from that eaves trough is, it is in between because it's starting to get cold here. And just looking at the forecast moving ahead, every night is going to be well below 0. That's Celsius for my American friends. It's not like below 0 Fahrenheit. So about like -4 or 5, give or take, every night. But then it does go above freezing during the day. And that is an in-between, right? It's like this stage where we haven't quite exited fall, but we haven't entered winter. So things aren't freezing yet. But I don't feel like that this is a period of like a frost or frozen energy. This is an in-between. And if they don't get that fixed, it probably will turn into an icicle over the winter. But this is nurturing some sort of in-between period here. This is really very much like, I would say, the Temperance card in the tarot. I'm also seeing the 6 of Pentacles. Your give and take. Keep that in balance right now. It's as if you're about to walk into your future and your past is closing up. Your past is closing up and you're about to proceed into the future. It's very important to nurture yourself right now. Nurture your past and your future. The in-between. But your crown is just lit up here. So I want to say too, the fact that I was like pulled into that dripping water, just like, there's probably going to be a lot of like signs and synchronicities that are happening around you. Don't force them into anything. Just see where your mind flows with it. Sometimes it's just meant to inspire us into thinking. Don't force it into meaning anything. Devotion, home, new beginnings. Ooh, interest. Oh, new beginnings. I like that, right? Because you're nurturing your in-between. Maybe some of you have a new home, but your home is also the home of your soul, right? Yeah. Who's looking at this? Yeah, no, okay. I'm thinking, are all these like lit up in the crown chakra? No, there's a lot of cards that are not, because all of your cards have some sort of glow or crown, right? A new beginning is the crown. Devotion. Devotion to some sort of new beginning. I feel like this new beginning is connected to not just, it could be a place that you're going. It's definitely a place within yourself here. You know, I don't know what you know. I don't know if you even consciously are aware of what you know here. There's something definitely profound about your crown chakra. It literally is about to be crowned. Because this devotion, like she has, her crown is the least lit up, but it is. It is lit up, and it's almost like moving into a new beginning, like you're leaving something behind here. But you're leaving it behind almost like to perform a new muscle exercise with your intuition, with your mind. And then so you go into here, and it's almost like there is a bit of grayness there, but the light is shining through. And then here it is all lit up, and it's almost like, right, like it looks like this light is now forming a crown, and then it becomes a crown. So it becomes something real. This is an idea, perhaps. This is something about you that is like growing and changing and blossoming, and then it becomes real. It becomes 3D. But currently you're in the in-between, and the water is dripping. So this is something that can't be forced. It's as if all of the water that sits in that eaves trough will come through it, but one drop at a time. And it's like once that has gone through, the cycle has shifted. It's now empty. The eaves trough is empty, and the water that was sitting in it is now in the soil. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want you to fly like an eagle. Interesting. I want to say time keeps on dripping. Wait. Oh, it's ticking, but this is dripping. Time keeps on dripping. I'm really seeing like Salvador Dali now. It's almost like in the in-between, realities do kind of melt together. It is picking up a bit of that reading I did for Scorpio. Dreaming. You have a wish, a dream here. But it's, right, like, okay, you have the Nine of Cups, the Strength card, and then the Knight of Cups. And so this is the in-between, where you're focused on a dream, a vision for yourself. Look at this vision floating above his head. Yeah, there's a vision that you have floating above your head. And it's interesting because the Strength card, it has the same kind of rainbow of magic color, but what the Strength card doesn't have are the cups. This is like some sort of dream or wish that's fed emotionally. You feed it emotionally. The cups are removed from the Strength. It's like then the cup is allowed to come forward here with the Knight of Cups. Magic is supporting. So there's almost like a magic around you right now that's supporting a dream or a wish. And this dream or wish, I don't know, maybe you're having, I've never noticed that before. Why is this coming into, he's got like a tea or a coffee here. That's curious. I'm just getting a message like, drink warm liquids right now. Warm liquids are really good for you. Warmth, warmth. There's something about the warmth here. The warmth of a warm drink. Like feeling that move through you. The cups, the strength. So I don't know if you've been holding back, like moving forward emotionally somehow. But that's about to be released. So the in-between, you are, I feel like on the edge of the in-between. About to push, move into a new side. There's no push here. It's just flowing, flowing into a dripping into a new cycle. Nurturer, the 10 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Well, there's something here that you're going to give to others. You're going to give to another. There's a 10 of Wands. Something's going to happen here, either in some sort of situation that burdens you, and there's solutions that come here. I'm not sure, because of the 3 of Pentacles, actually, it could work both ways, where you're going to find yourself in some sort of dynamic, some sort of work group, some sort of collaborative environment or energy, where I feel like, yes, I feel like both you help to remove a burden, but burden is also removed from you, which is very collaborative. This is very inspiring. There's something that you're about to move into, Gemini, that is incredibly elevating and inspiring. This is a place where the in-between, you're on the edge of it, and it's taking you a new beginning here that is very nurtured, a very nurturing new beginning. That's what goes underneath. Okay. The 9 of Cups, we have the Page of Swords, keeping an eye on your dream. The Strength card is the Knight of Wands. Okay, this is what is, yes, it's like holding yourself back, right? The Strength card. But you've had to use your drive and your passion to hold yourself back, as opposed to allowing it to move forward. It is like that water dripping through the eaves trough. You could like move yourself, you know, if you were the eaves trough, you could somehow and let all that water just come out immediately. But no, there's something about the water being contained. A master of divine timing. I am hearing that. A master of divine timing. The Knight of Cups, the Tower. Okay, what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing the east trough shift at just the right moment. Like this water is contained, it's dripping through. It's almost like it's just barely felt by things outside of you. If this is an idea that you have, it's a passion or a drive. And it's just like doing everything you can to not allow this to pour out at the wrong time. Because what I just saw in my mind's eye was someone walking under the eaves trough. And that's, right, the Tower, this Knight of Cups, when it shifts and it all comes out. And it's like it hits the person, this water comes down and hits them and makes them aware of the opening in the eaves trough. Like it's almost shocking, the awareness. But you're really on the cusp of something breaking through. You're really on the cusp of something breaking through here. And it is, the foundation of this is a dream and a wish. You've got to use all your strength to hold it back, to hold this back until the right moment. Yeah, this really is about divine timing. But this divine timing is, it's as if whatever this wish or a dream is, that you could not want something more or desire something more for yourself. But it's, I feel like there's something here about you. You have some sort of wisdom about time. And perhaps that's been the foundation of control. The Ten of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the King of Pentacles. Boy, there's a lot of growth here. There's a ton of pentacles coming in. I'm gonna pull this down a bit. My Taurus moon is gonna come in and kind of ground this a little bit, because there could be something playing out here for some of you in terms of if you've been waiting for the right moment to approach someone at work about something that has the potential to be a really big idea, you know, that could be beneficial to a lot of people, including yourself. It could alleviate some sort of strain or burden. If you've been even looking for the right job, I want to say too, because you have new beginnings in home. Why am I holding that up? That's in the reverse. New beginnings in home. So if it's not work, it could be like a home or something to do with your home, a new beginning in your home. There could be something profoundly changing in your home, or you could be moving to a new home. But because you have the Ace of Pentacles, it's like this burden is alleviated over here, and you are moving into a very nurtured cycle. Ideas are nurtured. The people around you nurture you. You nurture them. This is very collaborative. This is very beneficial, and this grows. This grows to something beyond yourself. The Ace of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Yeah, it just... Oh, I need my glasses here. Something is being reborn within you. I've never noticed that tattoo on the wrist here. It is a salamander, which would be appropriate for like Sagittarius energy. Something of higher learning. Something like a higher learning, a higher knowing. Creates a foundation. What's that? The underline trying to get away. The Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Swords. It's funny, like that's the energy that I feel like is the in-between though. And the Knight of Pentacles was almost like whooshed away there. I got a lot of knights here. The only one you don't have is the Knight of Swords. Little Lily. My little Gemini dog is sleeping. So cute. The in-between. I think Larry is too, yeah. The in-between. The Five of Cups. Oh, there's been something emotionally disappointing here. So you've been sitting in something that like something not fulfilling here. But you've got your eye on a prize, like, and it is all about emotional fulfillment. But you've been holding it back. You've had to almost sacrifice. But yeah, the timing here, there's some sort of timing has left you in some sort of cycle where you're having to sacrifice, make some sort of sacrifice here emotionally. But your eye is on the prize. The Nine of Cups and the Page of Swords. There's that other knight. Oh, look at this. The King of Wands and the Knight of Swords. Oh, this is like knowing how to get there, knowing what you got to do. You're pretty much the only one with the answer to do it. And charging through. I've never seen such a strong energy of like somebody knowing exactly what it is that they want and utilizing every aspect of themselves to hold them back from it. It's like if the timing isn't right, this could be catastrophic, or it could be a waste of the intent, a waste of your intent, like that each trough, like all of it coming through at the right moment. The Strength card and the Knight of Wands. The Three of Cups. You're holding back on some sort of get-together. You literally have to drive yourself in another direction. Okay, I feel like there's something that you perceive for yourself, something that you want for yourself, but you know the timing isn't right. But I'll tell you right now, you're on the edge of the cycle shift. And this Knight of Cups, Nine of Cups, he's got his eyes closed, right? And the Page of Swords sits below. And then the Knight of Wands is associated with the Strength card, like holding yourself back, because this energy doesn't hold itself back. This energy goes out there and gets exactly what it wants. It goes after it. It doesn't hesitate. But because his eyes are closed and this Knight of Wands goes in this direction, it's almost like, try not to look at exactly what it is that you want, or look at the environment outside of yourself, because what you're seeing outside of yourself may not represent where you know you're taking yourself, because you are in the in-between. Because I feel like your eye on the prize here is like even like closing your eyes and seeing it, projecting your future. And maybe there's something that you have the capacity to see into the future somehow. Whether that's emotionally feeling, like you just know emotionally that there's something here in your future. You are driving yourself there energetically, and it's about to happen physically. The Knight of Cups in the Tower. The Six of Cups landed on the Three of Cups. So it's almost like there's some sort of a soul connection, or soulmates, friends from the past. And the Moon landed on the King of Wands. This has the feeling, Gemini, of someone who is a little edgy. I want to say a little bit edgy, because it's almost as if you're riding some sort of wave or waves where you know what it is that you want, and maybe it's a little chancy, but right with the Moon, it just feels as though you're going towards an unknown possibility or outcome. And either way this goes, it's going to be life-changing. With the Tower. Yeah, you're going towards some sort of major change and shift. Whichever way this unfolds is going to be life-changing. Nurturer. The Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. I'm going to say right now, this feels like trying to keep yourself busy when you can't move towards what it is that you want. Maybe you can't. Maybe, yeah, there's something about you can't see your dream right in front of you, but you can visualize it. And this is what you nurture. You nurture this dream. You haven't lost sight of it. And it kind of feels like, so you're approaching your new beginning, coming out of the in-between. Your future is unfolding here. Well, everyone's would. Like, unless you're in your coffin. But then you're still, you know, you're doing your spirit stuff, I guess. The Ten of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. The Ten of Wands. And there was cards that wanted to come out, but right back in. So almost like something that you have to keep redirecting. Why do you have to keep redirecting? The Ten of Wands and the Seven of Wands. It's like just carrying the heaviest burden. I've really never seen what looks like to me wanting something so badly, almost even knowing where it is on the map of life. It's just over that hill, but you can't, for some reason, well, you haven't been able to go just over that hill to that dream, and you've had to keep redirecting yourself. It's almost like you see the hill, you think, oh, I could just run up that hill today right now and do this. No, you can't. I don't know why you can't. There's something to do with divine timing here that I really picked up early on in your reading. And it's something that I feel like you have a knowing about that, it's not even being conveyed in these cards. I can kind of see how you could put yourself through this. Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. This is a big change. This is a big shift. Your in-between towards your new cycle are very different places. Very different places. To the point where if your in-between has been about, and it really is most of the time, closing off the past. Some things from your past are kind of settling. They're closing off. Cycles are changing. They're being put to rest. And you're energetically kind of coming to terms with those as well, emotionally, psychologically, energetically. And then the future is about to unfold in front of you. But it does feel like a real successful, and it's funny because Temperance hasn't come out, but I feel it all over this reading. A real successful conclusion to your past. But this past has seeped through. But that's about to stop. It's like maybe the east trough becomes empty and there's nothing left of the past to drip through. Because this future feels so different from this. The Ace of Wands and the King of Pentacles. The Two of Swords and the Strength card. The easiest way to say this is like you're driving down a highway and your favorite rest stop is, what am I coming up with? Something, I don't know. Most of the rest stops around the highway are not very good. Let's say it's like a private little place, like a little mom and pop shop. Mom and pop's Happy Burger Town. Mom and pop's Happy Burger Town, right? And you know that that's exactly what you want. And it's on here. And perhaps you're starving and you really need to go to the bathroom. But Mom and pop's Happy Burger Town is just over the next 5 miles. And the last place you ate gave you an upset stomach and it didn't sit well with you. It's like that comes with you. It's with you on the journey towards Mom and Pop's Happy Rest Stop. And you keep this self-control. You hang on to everything because you know you're going to get there. But you've got to wait. Like with the Two of Swords and the Strength card, it's like, because that's how this is coming in for me. It's like you're on this freeway, but you've got to wait until you see the sign, right? Until you see the sign. Until you know that Mom and Pop's Happy Burger Place or Town, or whatever it's called, is there. So you hold yourself back. You see a sign, a rest stop. It's McDougal's. So you're like, no, I'm not going to. Yeah, it's curious. It's very curious. You're watching for the right sign. And that is all in the right timing. Three of Swords and Justice. Oh, just to get to Mom and Pop's Happy Burger Town. Best thing ever. justice and like, that's interesting, a broken heart or some sort of emotional, intellectual disagreement between yourself. You've written something over and over again here. I don't know what you've written. It's, yeah, it's like you've, and you do it at night. I don't know if it's a message, if it's journaling, if it's keeping track of something. But you've written something here. I feel like you've run out of words to say in whatever format this is that you're writing something. If it's poetry, if it's letters to someone that you never get to send them to. I feel like it's that, because just as I said that, I started watching the other night Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix, and it was some heartbreaking stories. One was a woman, her ex-spouse took the 2 kids for the weekend or whatever, but flew off to like the Middle East with them, and she hasn't seen them for I don't know how many years now. It was a long time, like 7 years. And the only way she could get through this, the pain every day of coming home and them not being there and feeling that every day, was to write them a letter. In these, she's got these journals, all these journals, and every day she writes her kids a letter, because it's a way for her to be able to express and connect in some essence here with something. So interesting what that has to do with your dream. I don't know, but right, like that's showing up here is, this is something that brings justice to an area of your life where there has been injustice, because it is unjust to do that. I can't understand why anyone would do that. Anyways, very unjust. But because the inkwell has fallen over and the ink has spilled out, like there's no more ink. There's nothing left to say. And maybe that's almost like now it's meant to do. This could even be planning, like forever planning something in your life. Writing it out, how it will be, trying to manifest, spell work, manifestation work, whatever it could be. Some sort of a practice even. But it almost feels like it's coming to the point where you're leaving that in between. And you're moving towards, well, all these pentacles. So it actually becomes real. I'm going to go and do the extended Gemini. Oh yeah, and the extended, what I'm doing in the extended is whatever shows up as the underline in the goddess is who we're going to talk to. So that's what we're going to do. Parvati, Hestia, and Ostra. Devotion, home, and new beginnings. So there you go, Gemini. I'm going to go do the extended. Thank you so much. Until next time, that was weird. Do be devoted to yourself. So odd. Do be gentle with yourself too. Bye.